We're about to begin our next panel discussion. I'm very cheesy when it comes to naming things. And so I also am from Texas originally. And so iced tea is like the epitome of Texas and the South. So we've got iced NFT because we have Hermetic as one of our guests, Gerard from Hermetic, tokenized fashion. Have a seat. Yeah, well, and then we've got anywhere. Yeah, and you grab a mic. Yeah, you're good to go right there. Tangible luxury. So we've got, iced like diamonds. We've got, so a fun play on words, iced NFT, tangible luxury. And then we have our second guest panelist, Pierre Beunardeau from Galileo Protocol. So we'll go through introductions. I'm going to have a seat on my high chair. Grab a mic, please.
1, 2. Hi.
Testing. Yeah. Sounds good. Let's go into a brief introduction about yourself and Hermetic, what y'all are building there.
Okay, perfect. So I'm Gerard, the co-founder of Hermetic, and Hermetic is a first Web3 based fashion brand only for members. And we focus on make all the members of Hermetic more than only customers of Hermetic. And we envision to make with a membership, we give to all the members experiences, real experiences. We give them a lot of perks and benefits along the time. And the membership is dynamic NFT membership, where the more you hold the membership, the more benefits and the more perks you're gonna have inside the brand. And that's a little bit about us. And we mix a little bit with all the garments goes with NFT twin that give you all the information about the garment, that give you all the entry to our ecosystem, to all the events and so on. And that's a little bit about Hermetic.
Awesome. And Pierre, let's introduce yourself.
Hello, guys. That's a great pleasure to be among you. So my name is Pierre Beunardeau. I am the CEO of Galileo Network, and we are developing the Galileo Protocol. So what is the Galileo Protocol? That's a luxury item tokenization. And when we are talking about tokenization, we are talking about utility tokenization. We all know when I'm buying a Gucci suitcase, for instance, directly to the shop of Gucci, I will get an invoice and I will get a traditional proof of certificate, which are all paper-based documents. So what we are doing with the NFT, we are using the NFT as the proof of purchase, as the invoicing. What gave the idea of Galileo Protocol was Realty. You must know about Realty. That's a US-based tokenization for real estate. And I was buying one of the fraction of the real estate for Realty, and they got me an NFT on my wallet. And that's what my proof of ownership. So it gave me some idea about what I wanted to do, and especially the vision that we had. And the second example that I had is it was about Beeple. I know that Beeple might be somewhere here. Maybe Beeple, if you hear me, you can come, and I will be very proud to shake your hands. But Beeple sold a physical artwork which was called Human One. That's a mix of physical artwork and digital artwork. And instead of giving a deed at the notary, he was giving an NFT based on the Ethereum blockchain. So every time you wanted to update or upgrade the physical artwork or the NFT, we can do it via the metadata and this concept of dynamic NFT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's we've got I'd say for us, I say us because I'm with Galileo Protocol. If you missed the introduction earlier, for us we have a wide variety of niches of the industry. So not just focusing on one, but a variety. And Hermetic specifically focused on fashion and optimizing what does putting clothing on chain look like. So to lead into that question, when you what's that the process of, like, say, tokenizing a shirt or putting a shirt on chain or any piece of clothing? What does that process look like?
When we go to buy one Hermetic garment, we make limited garments, physical limited garments. So when we envision this, we wanted to make unique garments in both worlds, digital and physical. So in the physical realm, we make limited edition garments, high quality ones. And then we focus on when you buy the garment, you really are minting the NFT garment twin. and then you only have to put all the information of the shipment, and we give it to you for free all over the world. And then we put in the NFC chip that is inside this red label in all the garments. We give to you all the information about the garment. You have the NFT in 3D to have, another kind of visuals of this garment. And you have all the transaction history and some kind of different information about this. And of course, we're going to implement different kind of things to make more engagement with the members of Hermetic, and put games, put different kind of things, different royalties and different token gates to make the people engage with these garments, with this collection. And that's a little bit about how we tokenize all the garments.
Awesome. Yeah. And then, and you just recently launched the first
Yeah,
project.
we made like a little bit experiment with Genesis 01. That is the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. That is only a limited 500 units of this garment. And it was only to benefit the people who engage with this launch, to have benefits when we launch the membership of Hermetic, and you can claim a free garment of the collection of Hermetic that we're going to launch with the membership. And then, it's only to try the people and see how everything works and if the people like it and so on. And then we're going to launch a full entire collection, the very first one. It's very dedicated. We have been like 1.5 years only designing from scratch everything. And I think it's very dope, and it's going to be so nice. And of course, tokenized.
Yeah. And it's good. It'll be interesting to see any sort of secondary transactions that go along with that. Pierre, kind of the similar question. What does it look like when we take a luxury asset, whether it be a diamond, a suitcase? What does the process look like to put it on chain?
Very good question. So we were discussing last time, when we are going to Louis Vuitton, Gucci, or even if I want to buy a motorbike, I will have the traditional invoice that will be issued by the brand itself. I mean, when I'm going to buy a Gucci bags directly in Gucci, there is not a counterfeiting problem. But what happened in the second-hand market? We are talking about Vestiaire Collective, eBay, the Facebook Marketplace. So there is a lot of advanced forgery, and especially for this kind of item, and advanced forgery for the traditional proof of certificate. So what we want to do with Galileo Protocol is, like, every time there is an item which is sold in an online or offline environment, we are providing the tools to these luxury brands to create a digital representation of these items. So we will encrypt all the characteristics about the physical objects, but it will be also about the warranties, and it will be also about the maintenance record if we are talking about a motorbike. So it means you are going to the shop, and instead of having the traditional invoice, you will get the PNFT in your wallet. What we want to do also with this is, like, more than the proof of authenticity and provenance, we want to create also a token-gated experience. It means if I have the PNFT of my suitcase, I can interact also with the Gucci via this, what we call token-gated experience. So let's take the motorbike, for instance. So we are taking all the characteristics, all the warranties, but also it's very interesting also to include some information about the supply chain and the life cycle of these items. So it means when I'm going to resell this item or this item in a secondary market, I can provide a PNFT to the people. So PNFT is for physical non-fungible token. We call it also a digital passport. So I can provide the interest customer the PNFT and the information of the PNFT. And then if I decide to sell you this Gucci suitcases, you will be able to see that I have been buying these suitcases from Gucci. So you are making a very informed decision, and we are trying to combat counterfeiting with this. And the second point I want to add is how to link the physical and the digital world. That's why we are using phygital technology, QR code, RFID, NFC. So for instance, this one goes with an NFC. So simply, if I tap my phone to the Gucci wallet, I will have all the information and characteristic about the product.
Yeah, it's interesting how it's gonna. I mean, it will. All the panelists have said we're early in this space. I think my mic's. All the panelists said we're early in this space, and something like counterfeiting to someone that's not in the luxury space doesn't sound like a big deal. But when you are paying a lot of money for something that you believe is authentic. And I think it's something like 8 out of 10 of the transactions that are purchased online, people don't know if they're, or maybe it's 50% of the people that make a purchase online of a luxury good, they don't know if they're receiving the authentic item. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the counterfeiting space is. And so when you're spending a lot of money on a shirt or a handbag or a motorcycle, you want to know that you're getting the real and authentic item. So kind of like forward thinking, what are you thinking the space for, let's say, luxury fashion? Where does that, how does Hermetic play in the future of fashion? Like, are we going to see tokenized runways? Kind of what does that look like in the next maybe 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, Hermetic envisions in 3, 4, 5 years. We envision that what we want to make is to give to the members of Hermetic so much value than only to acquire a garment of the brand. We want to give them a lot of perks and opportunities to enjoy and be in the center of the brand. They have the perks with the membership to co-create with us a lot of collection. They're gonna decide a lot of the design process. They're gonna be inside the design process if they want, of course. And we want to make personalized experiences. So we want to realize that in a few years, we're gonna have like, of course, one-of-one capsules. We're gonna have like events, quarterly events, so on, around the world. So then the members of Hermetic gonna have the VIP, of course, on this event, and it's not gonna be only about a fashion brand that gives you a lot of value with the garments. We're gonna be like a new way of fashion brand in the Web3 that focus on the community, focus on the value that we give to this community, and not only with the garments, but with experiences that we give to them, with the personalization that we give to them, with different kinds of things in the garments, in the experiences inside, maybe events, pop-ups, and so on. And you know, the ambition is that it's going to be like a full group of members that they're going to have a lot of value and not only be a random customer of a fashion brand. They're going to be in the center of the fashion and they're going to make the fashion with us.
Yeah, community, I think, is that, I mean, that's having that unique connection to not just they shift from a customer to a community member to someone that becomes a raving fan. So Pierre, same question, in 3 to 5 years, where do you see the luxury space? Do we envision like everyone like your wedding ring is going to be tokenized, like any sort of, what does that look like?
So we were talking about the blockchain technology to guarantee the ownership and the provenance record of luxury items. But we think at Galileo Protocol, and this is my vision also as well, is the part of the AI, the artificial intelligence, but also the metaverse. Because we are taking all the characteristics of the luxury product and we are encrypting this information into a PNFT. But we need a third party that will verify this information, okay? Because with the human intervention, it takes time and it is causing some mistakes during the process. So what about the AI that will verify that all the information within the PNFT are correct? What about the AI to take a picture of the item and to be able to recognize counterfeited item in comparison with real item? Because we can teach with machine learning what is a real item and what is a counterfeited problem. The second part is about the metaverse experiences, because we know that we have Web2 type of metaverse and Web3 type of metaverse. And within a Web3 type of metaverse, the NFT has a place. And we are talking about gaming, for instance. What about if you buy a motorbike in the real world, you tokenize it into a PNFT and you can use this motorbike into a metaverse experience? That's the vision that we want to develop for the next 3 to 5 years. I think crypto is a wonderful promise. But the problem with crypto and blockchain, that's about the adoption. That's about the burden to integrate this crypto ecosystem. Downloading MetaMask, putting some Ethereum on your MetaMask, taking care of your seed phrase, putting some USDT to buy some items. that's not the most friendly environment for the mass adoption. So we need, and this our role as builders is to create a UX UI that is friendly for the next billion users. And that's what we want to create. Every time you are connecting to your Gmail account or to your Amazon, you need a username, you need a password, and it's simple as that. That's what we want to do with the blockchain application that we want to create.
Yeah, the current setup is like you described. It's very arduous. There's a huge barrier to entry, and which is one of the reasons why I think this combination with PNFTs, with fashion on chain, and then we had a representative that's helping build out Ape Chain earlier. Gaming, I think, will be one of those things that adds for a seamless experience where now you can interact with, like we talk about tangible in the real world, but then also being able to interact with your assets in the metaverse. So we're coming up on time. These discussions fly by, and I wish we had more time to discuss more. But let's go ahead and go through closing thoughts. Anything with Hermetic, if you want to promo anything, or yeah, any closing thoughts about the space in general?
Okay. So to close this meet, I think that the real world assets in the fashion industry is going to be one of the drivers to the mass adoption of the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and so on. As you said, the more simple we make the environment to make that kind of things, I think the more people will come, because they maybe will not know how these tools will work. But if we make it as creators, some kind of things, integration and so on, to make this thing easier for everyone, for Legos of Web3, it's gonna be crazy how the people gonna engage with this, how the people gonna enjoy what we both are creating. And I think will be the time when the people we understand fully what we are creating. And only to close, we are all the team of Hermetic is full with the new collection that we are going to drop in a month. So if you want to check it, you only have to go here or take a run and see the stuff. And thank you so much to you and to you for everything.
Nice to meet you as well. So my closing remarks. I love this space. Seriously, there is a lot of things that we can do. And we are very early. We don't know if the blockchain will be the go-to technology for what we want to build, but we are taking the risk to develop this kind of solution. Right now, what we are doing at Galileo is like we are considering the utility NFT to demonstrate ownership. So every time you are buying an item, you get the NFT and you are the owner of these items. But it's to facilitate also the transfer of value. If I decide to resell you the motorbike, we will need to do some administrative paper. What about simply transferring the NFT to the next owner? In fraction of seconds, you can transfer the ownership and value through this P2P kind of network. But what we want to do in the future also, that's about the security tokenization. What about putting the motorbike into a custody or putting a Rolex or a very high-end items and to have the ease of trading these items very seamlessly? And you know that this item will be within a custody. So you can decide to resell your Rolex in a fraction of seconds. So that's the vision that we have. We want to enhance the luxury shopping experiences. That's why we have this B2B approach. We have been building a product suite that allow luxury brands like BMW, Mercedes, or Gucci to integrate the Web3 ecosystem very seamlessly.
Yeah, and we've one of the things I haven't mentioned this morning is, like, for instance, we tokenize the jacket that I'm wearing. So we've had a lot of fun proof of concepts and in testing various components within luxury. So we've got the covering fashion and handbags, and so thanks guys for joining the space. If in the audience, we've got Hermetic right here as their booth, so stop by there. We've got our Galileo booth as well. Ask questions early in the space. So in closing, I think we have a gift that we want to do, and we'd like to take a picture as well. For the audience, we will be back in about 5 minutes. We're going to talk about real estate on chain. Thank you so much.